Hey everybody, welcome to Seeing Blind. My name is Cindy. In case you're new here, thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I am going to give everyone a few minutes to get their notifications to join the chat this afternoon. It's a little bit of a spontaneous live stream, which is usually how I tend to do it. So we're just going to give everybody a few minutes. If you've already joined us, please just hit in the message box for me. Let me know who's here. Say hello. Talk to each other. How is your day going? What's the weather like where you are today? I don't know about the rest of the world, but we are having a crazy warm spell. It's like almost Christmas, y'all, and it's like 70 degrees here in Tennessee where I'm at. So, yeah, so let's see what's going on. And I'm going to give everybody just a few minutes. And while we're waiting to get started, y'all, go ahead, take a few seconds, hit all those good YouTube buttons down there. You know, the ones I'm talking about. Hit the like and the subscribe if you haven't already, and the bell, of course, so that you can catch the notifications to catch future live streams like this one. So here we go, y'all. I'm going to have my voice reader on my phone to read the comments through today's discussion. So I apologize if it's a little off-putting and just it's something you're not used to yet, but it's something I depend on to read things. Like I can kind of see placements of things on my phone, but I don't see enough to read letters and sentences and messages and comments. So that's what I depend on for. So you'll hear that in the background with me just kind of tapping around on my phone. So pardon that, you all. It's part of blind life, right? So let me see if I can get all my stuff going while you all type away, say hello, and we will get started. I'm really looking forward to today's chat because I have a lot of blind moments. I mean, every day, right? We all have those blind moments, and I can't wait to tell you the ones that happened to me lately. But I also love to try to remember the blind moments that I have with technology, which basically audio dictation. I don't know about you guys. I use Apple devices and I dictate a lot of my messages, most of them. I rarely type things out because I just hate the whole like one letter at a time process. Anyway, and so I dictate everything, but y'all know dictation is not perfect. And some of the things it thinks I'm saying is hilarious. So we're going to talk about audio dictation today, as well as audio description today, and we're going to get into all of that. So just if you have a blind moment story that you'd like to share with us, I'd love to hear it in the comment section. And if anybody wants to join me for future live streams, if you all really like this discussion, we could do it again, and you're welcome to hop on with me for some story time. I'd love to do that in the future. So let's see. Let me get into my thing here. Oh, I have to switch accounts. I forgot about that. So if you all see me hop on here under a different name, it's because I have to change my account, I think. Let me see. Okay, so that's going. Okay, bear with me, y'all. Just hang in there. I know it's a little boring. If you're watching the replay, y'all, first, thank you so much for stopping by and watching the replay. It's going to be a good one. I'll try to go back in a week or so. It usually takes me a while to come back and add chapters to the description box. But if you're catching this and it's like a few days in the future from now, check out the description box for more information, details, my website info, and chapters so that you can kind of click around and just sort of browse through this discussion as we go through. I'll try to put it down in just discussion points as we cover today's discussion down below. So if you want to skip forward a few seconds while we are waiting for everyone to join, that's great. And you're welcome to use those chapters. Let's see. Let's see. Well, okay, hold on. It's not letting me do it, y'all. I'm so confundled. Okay, hold on, y'all. Okay, we're in YouTube. I probably should have, I had it all pulled up before I went live and it's kicked me out. That's what I think is going on. Okay, I think I got it. Maybe? Just maybe? All right, if you're here with me, I want y'all to say hi or like start putting some text in the comment section so I know if I'm like getting this live or not on my phone. Hi, Jordan. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay, I think I think we're good to go. I'm seeing messages from Jordan. Thank you so much, Jordan, for joining me tonight. I'm saying tonight. I'm used to doing these at night, but I mean this afternoon. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm getting ready to get started. So if you all kind of hear me or see me, whichever, space out, get quiet, or whatever, it's me listening to either the audio description, not audio description, but this voiceover on my headset or on my phone. And it's just, you can't listen and talk and think and speak and all that jazz all at the same time. So that's what's going on. So let's go ahead and get started. Thank you all again for joining me. Remember, if you haven't hit like and subscribe, go ahead and do that for me now to help this channel grow and to just kind of spread the word and help the algorithm pick it up. Unfortunately, you got to play the game to get noticed on these platforms. It's just the way it works. So anytime you see a content creator like me or anyone else, if you appreciate and value the content, if you're gaining anything from that channel, that resource, that person, that brand, whatever it may be, by hitting the like and the subscribe, the follow, whatever platform you're on, that is your small way that you support that person. Because unfortunately, that's the way they continue to make content is by people doing little actions like that because it just helps their presence and influence grow. And that is your way of supporting them. So if you don't mind, doing the same for me. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to hit that 1K here on YouTube, and I was really hoping to get it done by the end of the year, but I didn't really push it a whole lot. I've kind of been trying to take breaks, focus on my family when I can, and just take the pressure off of it. Reaching 1K by the end of the year. Instead, I just want to be happy to reach 1K whenever that may be. So whenever that may be, we are going to be doing a 1K giveaway on this channel. So you do have to be subscribed here. And I am extremely excited about TikTok. I just joined TikTok back in October and I'm already almost a 1K there. It's just crazy the support on TikTok. It's a fantastic platform and a lot of blind and visually impaired people are on there. Check out the hashtag blind talk. BLINDTOK, I think, is the primary blind talk hashtag on TikTok and here on YouTube. It's just a great way to kind of catch a lot of the videos that are specifically geared for our community. That's kind of the hashtag that I'm starting to use a lot to really kind of target and focus in on our specific community, any related topics and things that is interested and relatable to all of us. So by using that hashtag, guys, it just makes finding people in the community, content creators that are blind, visually impaired, a little easier. So hopefully that is a little tip for everyone to kind of help your connecting efforts and meeting new people within the blind, visually impaired community. So this is a blind community chat that I am continuing a little series on my channel. And today's discussion is going to be blind moments. I've had a lot of them. I share little tidbits of them periodically in many of my previous blind community chats, but I've never really dived in deep like we will today. I'm also wanting to include all those funny moments that we have with our technology when it gets it wrong. For example, audio dictation, which I mentioned earlier, just it dictating not quite the most accurate thing that we're saying. It just kind of interprets us in a very sometimes inappropriate way, if you know what I mean. No, I didn't say fast. It or I meant to say fast, but it types in ASS, that kind of stuff, you know. Or and we are also going to discuss audio description. I just did a little TikTok video a couple weeks ago, I think maybe, on audio description experiences going to the movie theater because we've been in here in Tennessee for a year now. I can't believe we've already been settled in this house for a year now. But we went to the theaters, I don't know, a month or two ago. It was the first time we went to this one specific location near us. And once again, y'all, a bad audio description experience. So I'm going to share that. It's even though it was bad, it's something you just kind of laugh over now. So we're going to share all of that today. I know sometimes story time can be a little lengthy when you're trying to do it in the comments. I totally get it. So if you want to join me, I can invite people now on the live stream. If you want to join me right now live, you can put that in the comment section as well, and I will try to send the invite link. I've never done it before. I think I know how to do it, but I'll try to send it to you, and you can join me right now while we chat. So let's get started. I'm going to see who all's here in the chat right now. All right. Let me see. I got to open up my phone again. Oh, so Jordan, you went to a concert. Ooh, that sounds so much fun. It's so nice now that I really do feel like COVID is unfortunately here to stay. It's just going to be like the flu. It's going to be another thing that we just got to get vaccinated for, unfortunately. And I think it's good that while so many people are getting vaccinated, and we're really kind of hopefully starting to get a handle on this thing, you're starting to see life sort of get back to normal, at least, where I'm at. And hopefully, all the new variants don't disrupt our lives in the future like they did the last year and a half or two. And but it's so awesome that concerts, we can go to concerts now and parties and holiday parties and all this stuff. So I don't know about y'all. I'm so happy that it's like light is at the end of the tunnel. We're finally getting a handle on life again, right? Okay, let's see. Let's see. Hey Ray, yeah. So I am not barefoot right now. I actually do have socks on because my floors get so cold. I don't know about you guys, so I do like to be barefoot, and one of my subscribers, Ray, he's the same way. And I'm one of those blind people. I like to be barefoot because it helps me sort of determine like how dirty my floors are, and I love to just feel the different textures underneath my feet. I love it. It also kind of just sort of helps me determine where things are in my house, I guess you could say. I know I was listening to Molly Burke's one of her videos a while back, and she was talking about how she's kind of opposite. She likes to wear shoes, slippers, or something because she stumps her toes so much, just bumping in, running into things. And I can totally relate to that too. But still, my preference, like Ray, is to go barefoot when I can. But in the wintertime, I struggle, y'all. I have to wear slippers or something because my feet get so daggone cold. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but they're like ice cubes. I can't stand it. So can't feel anything anyway when they're that cold. So I do have socks on usually. Okay, so Jordan is a blind VIP. He is also present here on YouTube as a content creator, and he has a little small channel. So y'all, if you have not subscribed to Jordan, show him some love. He needs some subscribers. I know he's been on here just supporting our community every chance he can. And I really appreciate that, Jordan, you stopping by. So let's get into it. I'm going to share something that just happened to me today. So today I was making sugar cookies from scratch. It's something that my mother-in-law just showed me a few days ago. Helped me get a recipe and showed me kind of the process because I am not a good baker. It does not come naturally to me. Even if I had perfect vision, y'all, and could see what I'm doing, I would still not be a good cook or enjoy baking. But now that my kids are getting to that age, they're 3 and 5, they really do enjoy this stuff. And so when we were with Meemaw, we made sugar cookies, and they just so loved cutting them out with the, Christmas cookie cutters and decorating them with the icing and the sprinkles and all of the, little bitty tidbits of stuff that I can't see. They had so much fun. And so today we're having a little, or tomorrow I should say, we're having a little neighborhood kind of Christmas party, Christmas gathering, and all the kids in the neighborhood, and it's a beautiful thing. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to make those sugar cookies again. Excuse me, and I'm gonna go ahead and have the shapes like pre-cut out, but allow the kids to decorate them. And so today I was making the dough for the cookies, and I guarantee I about probably 2 times, y'all, picked up my ingredient, and I'm trying to put either the measuring spoon or regular spoon through the lid. Like I think it's open, but it's not open. So I'm like over here like, and it's not going anywhere. And I'm thinking, it takes me a second to realize, oh, duh, I haven't opened it yet. Like there's still a lid on it. There's little things like that. It's just like, duh. Moments, it just, you take little things like that and then expand it to big things. And it's like you just have to laugh over it, like, yep. Yep, I did just try to do that. And another time I was measuring things out, speaking of cooking, and I made the mistake of trying to measure over my mixing bowl instead of the sink. And blind moment here, big tip for everybody, like you always measure over the sink so that if it overflows, which for me it typically always does, I get a little too happy with my ingredients. I just go poof, and then it's everywhere. So I did that, except it was over the mixing bowl. And so next thing you know, I have way too much milk in my batter. And yeah, those cookies weren't quite as good. I should say that I had to add a lot of extra flour just to get the consistency right. And it just, blind moment, screwed up those cookies. So I'm going to check into the chat and see what are y'all up to. Let's see. Okay, Jordan, I'll see you back in just a few minutes. You're right, Ray. Okay. So, Ray, do you have any like blind moments? Oh, speaking of you guys, Ray was his property and his home and all that stuff fell victim to one of the hurricanes that we experienced this past summer and fall. Was it? I think it was closer to the fall, wasn't it, Ray? And so, y'all, he pretty much lost his home, from what I can understand, and I don't think that he has been able to really salvage much or really get in there. Nothing's been repaired, I don't think yet. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ray, but y'all make sure you just send some love and prayers and support to Ray here, who is in the chat. He is still trying to get his home back in rights from that hurricane. And I'm originally from Kentucky. I just wanted to also share some love and support and send prayers out to those in Kentucky who recently experienced some of those terrible, record-breaking tornadoes. Thankfully, Thankfully, none of my family were in those areas that were hardest hit, but we do have some friends that lost, quite a bit of their home and all their cars were totaled in Bowling Green. And so, anyway, hearts, prayers, support going to those in Kentucky who lost loved ones, friends, family, property, assets, all that, you name it. There's just a lot of rebuilding, a lot of support that we need to give each other right now. And 'tis the season for it, right, guys? So make sure you all reach out to any kind of organizations or anything like that. Sometimes if you don't know what to give someone, giving and donating to charities and to programs that are supporting the rebuild from natural disasters in their name, in their honor, is sometimes just the most beautiful gift you can give, especially if there's someone that already has everything, right? So I'm just throwing that out there just to kind of remind everybody that there's a lot of people hurting after the tornadoes a couple of days ago, and it's a great gift and a great way to support and share the love during this holiday season. All right, let me see. Is anybody else in here tonight or today? Oh, what was it? Audio description? Okay, so you're saying Prime audio description is best? Is that what you're saying there? Okay. That's a good point. I usually mix everything, like I'll measure over the sink and then add to my mixing bowl. That way, the overflow or whatever doesn't like mess up my measurements in the mixing bowl, if that makes sense. I don't know how everybody else does it, but that's worked for me in the past, and I just forgot to do it. And yeah, turned out a terrible mistake for those cookies. Poor cookies. They were still edible though. Hey, and we still ate them, but not my best. Okay, so audio description. I found a very interesting question on TikTok, y'all, and I'm gonna continue and pass it on to you guys. I'm going to go back and read the TikTok comments. I wanted to avoid it just so that I can kind of discuss it and pass it on to y'all and see what you say too. But regarding audio description, have you ever watched anything that has some explicit scenes in it, if you know what I mean? A lot of skin going on, showing, and you've got the audio description, and it's describing away. Uh, the question on TikTok was, how do they do that? What do they do? And anytime when people are like, hey, if, I've had content creators in the past ask me, hey, I want to give some audio description to some of the visual videos and such and photography that I do. How do I do audio description? Is there an art form to it? And I usually tell them, yes, the most direct, the most precise, can like just efficient way of wording exactly what is going on visually that you can make it concise and direct, and you don't want to censor it. And I think that goes for all those explicit scenes that you get on TV, especially in HBO, uh, all that stuff. Don't censor it, man. I mean, if they're going at it, then describe it. I mean, you might as well. If it's uncomfortable to see, it's going to be uncomfortable to hear. And if you're completely fine seeing it, then you should be completely fine hearing it, is my opinion. And so I mean, just is what it is. But uh, audio descriptions should include everything going on, no matter how explicit it is. So that's just my opinion, and I'm curious what your all's experiences are. If you get like, kind of uncomfortable if the audio description is really kind of talking about what's going on and and words? Have you heard any unusual words? Are they using appropriate anatomy words and being accurate with that? I don't know. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of experience with it, but if and when but what little experience I do have, and if I were to have more, I would want it to be very accurate, use appropriate terminology, don't censor it, tell me exactly what's going on, and I mean, make it professional. It should be tastefully done, not tacky. Uh, I think you can really kind of get into tacky, murky waters if you're not professional about it and just very direct, concise, and accurate. So you don't have to fluff it up, in other words. So let's see. What are y'all's thoughts and experiences with that?
2:22 p.m. Wait for AJR. That's why it pays to level off your measurements when you do it over the mixing bowl. 2:24 p.m. Wait for AJR. Home not lost, but damaged. Work to begin after New Year's, I think.
Okay.
Page 5 of 5. 2:24 p.m. Wait for AJR. Home not lost. 2:24 p.m. Wait for AJR. That's come home not damaged. 2:24 p.m. Wait for AJR. That's come home not damaged. 2:26 p.m. Wait for AJR. Hurricane Ida was late August. 2:26 p.m.
Late August. Okay, Ray.
2:27 p.m. Julie Oliver. Anything I've seen. 2:26 p.m. Wait for AJR. What I'm saying is that Prime Video has more audio descriptive content than I choose for movies.
Prime Video has more.
2:26 p.m. Wait for AJR. What I'm saying is that Prime Video has more audio descriptive content than I choose for movies.
Okay. Yeah. Amazon has really done a great job. I mean, and there for a long time, Netflix was like really great at audio description right out of the gate. I could always count on Netflix offering that, but I've really been kind of disappointed in their content that they've been putting out here lately. It's just mostly all been, it's great for kids. They have lots of like kid content for kids. My kids love Netflix right now. But as far as like Netflix originals and stuff like that, I don't know. We're kind of in a show hole right now with Netflix and the audio description, it's kind of like all the other streaming platforms have caught up with Netflix, and Amazon Prime especially, like you said, is one of the ones I can now always count on having audio description. So props to Amazon. I'm going to go ahead and plug Amazon while I'm at it. Guys, FYI, I created a website about a month or so ago to try to be like the home base for a lot of the content work that I do across the various platforms, and the links and things that I share, or like products or anything that I'm like, hey, I purchased this on Amazon, works for me, it might work for you kind of thing. All of that can be found on my website, and as far as the Amazon links to those things go. And I'm getting ready to add the Amazon show, the Echo show, because it has a really awesome feature that I cannot believe I'm just now finding out about. Sam from the Blind Life helped me discover this when one of his videos came up in my feed about the show, and how it's like a show and tell feature, and basically you can hold up anything in your kitchen and it's going to read the label, like anything out of my pantry, spices, whatever. I can hold it up to the Echo show and it'll read it to me, just kind of like Seeing AI, except I think I don't know about you guys, Seeing AI, especially if there's like grids, if it's like a graph, it doesn't read graphs and things like that very well. But the Echo Show, from what I'm understanding, is much better at that. So as far as like labeling and identifying products and such. So, guys, I'm going to add that to my list on my website for Echo Show. I appreciate you guys using my links. It does support the channel, so thank y'all so much. I appreciate it when y'all make a purchase using my links, because that helps me continue this content on my channel, because it does cost money, believe it or not. Am I right, guys? I mean, this equipment, it adds up. Like, I don't even have a computer yet. I am a mobile content creator only at this point, because I'm still saving my pennies up for a computer. All right, I'm going to.
2:26 p.m. Wait for AJR. What I'm saying is that Prime Video has more audio descriptive content. 2:27 p.m. Julie Oliver. Anything I've seen of the explicit nature does not have an audio track.
Oh, so okay, Julie Oliver, is that it?
2:27 p.m. Julie Oliver. Anything I've seen of
Julie Oliver. So she said, a lot of the explicit content that she's seen, it doesn't even have audio description. And I'm like, you know what? Why not? Why not go there? If you're going to watch it, if it's clearly, if the show is rated like R for explicit content, whatever, it should, they, I think producers should include an audio track for that show and not avoid it simply so they can avoid the awkward, describing the awkward scenes. You know what I mean? Props to producers and to companies that are going the extra mile. I was watching, what was the name of that show? It was Dr. Brain. Dr. Brain, a very weird Korean dubbed show that it's like one of those train wrecks. Like you just kind of keep watching it because it's just weird, but in an interesting, intriguing way. So this, I was watching this show. It's in Korean and they dubbed over English, and I appreciated the audio description in this show so much because the audio description, like performance, if you will, because I mean it kind of is a performance. You do have to have a certain aesthetic and a certain delivery to your audio description that everyone is going to want to listen to and continue listening to throughout the show. You don't want to be annoying, right? Well, the audio description was so much better than the actual characters dubbing this show. I was just like listening to some of the English dubbing over this Korean show, and it was just like it was terrible. Some of them, I'm just like, I was, we were laughing more over that. And I was just, my husband and I, we were just like, man, the audio description is phenomenal though. Like they really blew that out of the park. And so I love how they're starting to take the production of the audio description up because I don't know if y'all remember back in the day when audio description first started, some of those it was just like this. And then the girl walks through the door. And it's so boring. It's so blah. It's not exciting. The emotion and the enthusiasm of the audio description doesn't match the scene. So there's like this weird disconnect between the narrator or the audio description and what's going on. There's no connection there. Like the emotions don't match. So it's sort of like this dichotomy of the emotions that you're listening to and hearing. And so, anyway, I am really, really happy to see that progression or hear that progression take place in the world of audio description. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna. I wish my phone would stop like timing out. It's like going back to my home screen.
2:29 p.m. Julia Oliver, me too. 2:33 p.m. Julia Oliver. They should still have it on all shows and all types of content.
They should. I mean, HBO is just now starting. I did a video on this like a while back ago. HBO is just now starting, thanks to a lawsuit, to offer an audio description. And they're like, oh, by the year of the end of 2021, we're gonna, have like 1,800 hours of audio description. But they have like hundreds and hundreds of hours of content. So anyway, I have to just say, sorry, I'm listening to all kinds of stuff going on in my head, on my audio, my voiceover right now, so it's distracting me. But HBO's just now getting on that bandwagon, and yeah, it's frustrating because I used to like enjoy watching HBO, like Game of Thrones, and some of they usually always had at least one series. I was really digging it, back in the day, but they never had audio description. It was so frustrating. All right. Doing everything blind. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's see. I'm going to try to catch up with all the.
2:26 p.m. Wait for AJR. What I'm saying is that Prime Video has more on 2:27 p.m. 2:33 p.m. Julia Oliver. Page 5 of 5. 2:33 p.m. Julia Oliver. They should still have it on all shows and all types of content.
Okay, hold on. Making sure I'm.
They should still have it on all shows and all types of content. 2:34 p.m. Doing everything blind. Good afternoon. Custom emojis.
Okay, I think I'm caught up. All right. So I talked a little bit about audio description earlier, or not audio description, audio dictation. All these audio words, I get them all confused sometimes. And audio description, I use this a lot when I'm texting. It's how most people, ask me, how do you text? And I'm like, well, I use audio description most of the time to text, and then my voice reader to read the messages to me. And but the dictation, I just I don't know if it's my accent. I don't know what it is. If I'm not speaking close enough to my phone, I don't know. but man, does it get it wrong. It gets it wrong. And it is so embarrassing when I'm like talking to if I'm like sending a message on my daughter's like school platform where you can communicate with the teachers, and I'm sending messages back and forth, and it just makes me sound like I'm a complete idiot, incomplete sentences, and just I get so frustrated because I'm like, I promise I'm not as much of an idiot as that dictation made me sound like when because I hit send cut without proofing it because I mean like I don't know. I shouldn't, but I do because I'm in a hurry and I just assume that the audio dictation is getting it right the first time. And then when it doesn't get it right and you have to like try to go and into the like couple of sentences, into the right spot to try to delete what word it got wrong and manually input the word that you meant to say. It's such a tedious thing as a blind person. I would rather go ahead and just sometimes, depending on how bad the mistake is, I'd rather go ahead and send it and then just send a follow up message saying, sorry, stupid dictation. I meant to say this. And just correct it in a separate message because it's so hard to sometimes manually go in and correct the original message. That's how I approach it, y'all. But it happens in emails, it happens in everything that I type out with dictation. And I would like for it to just read my mind and get it right the first time, but that doesn't happen. And so funny blind moments happen. And I just disclose to everybody that, hey, I'm blind. This is how, this will probably happen. Here you go. So let me know in the comments. What do y'all think? And I'm probably going to jump off here pretty soon because my kids are going to be getting home from school. Yeah. Okay, hang on just a second, guys. Sorry, there's people at my door, I think.
2:33 p.m. Julie Oliver. They should still have it on all shows and all types of content. 2:34 p.m. Doing everything. 2:37 p.m. Julie Oliver. AMI is a Canadian television network covering audio description.
Oh, cool.
6
Okay. All right, y'all. Tell me in I'm going to go ahead and close this stream out because I just realized my kids are probably going to be getting home from school. So it's that time, y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining me for this chat. Comment your experiences in the comment section once the stream ends, and I would look forward to hearing your all stories. If you all want to chat and join me for a live stream in the future, please send me a message or let me know in the comment section as well. And I would love to invite you up here for a blind community chat. And hopefully I'll be able to do these more in the future. So stay tuned, hit that notification bell, and subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you check me out on TikTok as well if you haven't already. And I will catch y'all in the next video. Thank y'all so much for joining me. Blessings to you and yours.